Nice rhododendrons. That's perfect, I think. Got the burgundies, the grays. Good morning, everybody. I'm Dawn. Today, Tom and I are back at this house, and this is a house that we tore out all the bushes and we put in a whole drainage system that goes to the back of the yard. And today we're back to start working on getting the landscape in. As you can see, it's cooler. There's lots of leaves falling. It took them a little while to settle on what they wanted, but we have all that worked out, and now we're going to begin planting their landscape. So a couple things we have to do. We have to dig this out because it's mulch and there's a lot of rock under there. So we're going to dig this out and put some good soil in there. We also are going to bring some topsoil in here. We took out all those rocks, if you remember, and a lot of the topsoil. The soil was right up to the siding. And then looking at it, we were concerned that water would get underneath the siding. So we had a buddy of ours, who's a contractor, take out this siding here. There was just wood underneath there. And it was not weatherproofed at all. There was nothing protecting the wood. And if you saw before, the dirt was up to the siding, a little past the siding over there. So we had him put the window wells in since he was doing the siding, because he cut it out really nice. So there's 2 window wells on this side. He also put this weather barrier here. They didn't have anything here, so water could just get right in there behind the hose before. So now we can bring our soil up just below the siding, and if any water splashes, we know everything's going to be safe. He did a really nice job waterproofing everything. And this area is going to be getting rock. Also, the contractor who did this left all this concrete sticking up. So we'll try to disguise that with some rock too. All right, so let me help Tom. Like I said, today we're just doing some odds and ends, bringing the soil in. And we have this little bed island in the middle of the lawn. This is going to be getting a nice little rock wall here. Some soil, a little planting in the center, and some rock around here. So Tom's getting ready to dig this up. Once he has that all dug out, because we want to get rid of that mulch and stone, he's going to put a pipe under the sidewalk, because we are going to be putting a soaker hose here with a timer. So he's going to be getting that ready.
So we have to dig underneath this sidewalk. We need to run our soaker hose, and we'll probably put a wire in for future landscape lighting if they want it. So the easy way to do that is with this, called a sidewalk sleever. I'm sure we bought this at least 20 years ago. This particular nail is what you buy. Pretty heavy duty. This one here is made for a 1-inch PVC. This is just the right size that a 5-foot piece of PVC will go over the top of it. You have this little, the tapered end, and then you just drive this through with a sledgehammer, and then you would pull the nail out. This walkway is just a hair wider. If this was 4 foot, this would be perfect. I'd have 6 inches left over, but this walkway is actually better than 5 foot, so we'll probably have to dig a little bit, but it's going to work perfect so we can run the, like I said, a hose for the soaker hose and the line for the low voltage. We'll put this through and then we'll pull the nail out, and then we can run our lines right through that. It'll leave this Schedule 40 sleeve in place. So we'll do that now.
Here's the trench Tom dug for it. It's all ready to go. I just have to hold that side up because right now it's on an angle and you want it to go in straight. Tom will hit it with the sledge until it gets over to here. All right, so we got the end over here, and Tom's gonna pull it out.
Now we just pull that out, and it leaves the Schedule 40 pipe in place. So we got under this sidewalk, sleeved under it, probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. So this is a little short for this, but it still worked perfectly.
Now we'll just stick our hose in there and wire.
So we got our hose, we got our low voltage wire, and we're just going to feed them through that Schedule 40 pipe.
Got it. Keep pulling.
Yep. Okay, good enough.
All right, here we go. All right, so now we have our solid pipe that goes to the soaker hose, and this is low voltage wiring in case they ever want to put lights. Then they don't have to worry about going under the sidewalk anymore. So now we're getting all the dirt that we want to put in here. Okay, we got most of the soil in, and we are going to get a big storm tomorrow. So we'll leave it like this, and then we'll be back as soon as it's dry. I'm gonna fix it a little bit better after the rain. Now, I talked to the customer about this, but that was a big hole, and the siding goes way down here. So in order to not have a hole, we had to put a little bit of dirt in at one corner, And the customer said that was fine. It is very waterproof behind there, so it's not going to hurt anything. But we can't have the water flowing back into the house, into the crawl space. So everything's looking good. And we got that filled in. And these are for the soaker hose. All right, so before we start putting the plants in, we decided we are going to be putting a basin over here. And if you watched the previous video on this job, when we took out the plants and the rock, we left a cap here so we can tie into here, because I did previously have a water issue over here in the past. So we'll just put a basin in now before the plants go in, because that's the best time to do it.
It's pretty good.
All right, so there's a look at the basin. It is close to 22 inches high. So we're gonna go 28 inches lower, because we're gonna be lowering the level of dirt. So everything gets tapered into the basin.
So I don't know where the plants are going. Wait, we got buckets. You can kind of lay out where the plants are gonna go. So we're doing a quick sloping of the laser. We've only got about 12-15 feet of pipe there, but we still want to have it on a nice slope.
All right, so now Tom's gonna take his bucket and put the bottom of the bucket to where the bottom of the pipe is. See, he's got the bottom of this bucket to the bottom of the pipe right there.
Okay.
So you see this, what he's digging out is really sandy and it drains really well. So we got this hill, all the water comes down the hill, and sometimes in a big rain it comes out and sits on the lawn right here. So that's why we're putting a basin, and we're gonna put a lot of stone in there too. So in a small rain it could just drain out. It'll be like a little dry well. And then once it gets a lot of water, it will go right over to there, to our pipe, and that pipe leads to the backyard. We had a whole video on that. So that's what we're doing. So our basin is almost 22 inches tall. This is to the top of the ground, 28. Over here it's 30. So Tom's gonna put some stone in here. We're gonna lift our basin up. The tom is augering down close to 3 feet. So this will just help any water go down even faster. Get out of here and Tom will dump the stone. Good. Then Tom is going to drill holes in the bottom of this basin, so any water that goes in this basin will go into the rock.
That's pretty good. I want to be a couple inches below that, so that's pretty good.
So that's good. We don't have to worry about leveling it just yet because Tom's going to drill holes in it. We're going to put it back down.
It's like right at the top, huh? Yeah. Check the pipe, can you? Yeah, so you got pitch going down.
Okay, so here's a look at the basin. Underneath is a lot of rock, so it would drain anyway really nice, but that just helps it go faster. And this is a pipe that hooks into the drainage system that we put in that goes to the backyard. And we did just put a fern coat. This is a little funny angle. It did go in quite a bit when we glued it, but it wasn't in 100%, so we put the fern coat on just as a safety precaution. So now we just got to fill this in.
Nothing else for the front?
Yeah, one roadie and then the
Okay, we
rest.
have it.
It's going behind the tree actually. Nice rhododendrons.
These are in the front, I assume? Just put it to the side.
Okay.
Here.
Now, if you saw when I took the burlap off, we took about 3 inches of soil off the top. In the nurseries, when they ball them up, they always put the soil too high. Never put the soil past the crown. Let's do 30. Okay, Tom will auger the holes and then I'll do the planting. So you'll always see me planting the plants a little higher than the ground level. There's a saying, plant them low, die real slow, plant them high, never die. See, that's what's nice about using an auger. The dirt comes out really nice. So you can fill in the holes really easy. Start working on the 2 little walls. We got our boulders in here. So Tom's gonna just dig a little trench so it'll make it easier to put our stones in there. So that's gonna be one little boulder wall along this tree. It's gonna end where he is. This one's not getting a boulder wall, it's just getting stone. And then we're doing a little boulder wall over here. This is a really nice tone we can put in the center.
That's a good one there.
What?
That's a good one for there. Yeah.
Is it? I gotta start getting it down.
Yep.
Still needs to go high and then low.
You could with that one next. The one
That
that's, no, the other one over there.
Yeah, that's gonna look nice. Little boulder wall. That's pretty nice. Yeah, that's perfect. I think. What do you think? Okay, what Tom's doing now, he's just doing a little trench, 2 inches wide, to get our hose in there for the soaker hose. I guess I want right here. There's a little tiny boulder can go there, not a big one. You see, you got the big space there.
I go get it.
The biggest ones I want by the trees though.
Right there?
Okay, that's good.
Which one?
The little So that's what that looks like with the little boxwood right there. Breaks up this bed a little. Tom's getting ready to edge the bed. All right, we got the fabric in on this side, and we're putting a soaker hose. So this is the soaker hose. And I'll put that all around the plants, and that will work on a timer. There. Yeah, just getting this hose extended for the soaker hose.
Yeah, let me see that.
All right, that's good. Ready?
Yep.
Perfect. So you saw how easy that was cutting around those plants and along the edge. These are my craft scissors, and I found that they work amazing in landscaping to do all this fabric, to cut around all the plants. They come in different colors than pink, but because I'm a girl, I like pink. Saved me a lot of time. All right, let me get back to work. Hey, soaker hose, zigzags, run all the plants. This hose that's sticking up is the one we put underneath the sidewalk, and we'll attach the soaker hose on that side to water those plants. This right here. All right, we got this all fabric and the soaker hose is on here. Have the outline of the Delaware. So that's how that's gonna go. Yeah, it's looking sharp. So there's the soaker hose. All right, so we got this bed done. As you can tell, it's raining, so I am like so muddy. Good thing Tom bought me a hat the other day when he was getting stoned. So I had one in the truck. Anyway, where the black fabric is going to be redstone. So we have to leave that for another day. When you come in the walkway, it's going to look nice. There's Delaware over here, jumps over here. So that lines up. And that's going to be redstone. And if you can see, we got a lot of rain. Now you can see the color in the stone. Look how nice the stone looks. All the different colors. You got the burgundies, the grays, tans. That's why I like river stone, which is also called Delaware. So now I'm gonna, because it's a round circle around the tree, we use the pleat method. So you just do this. You do that, the stone will hold it down. It uses a little more fabric, but it makes this go so much faster. All right, so this is the last piece, last bed. So the only thing I have to do is cut around this tree. Okay, fabric's all in. Next thing we have to do in this bed before the rock is attach the rest of the soaker hose. So this bed is also getting soaker hose. And here is a solid line that comes to this bed. All right, we just finished putting a soaker in here. And now that all the soaker's in, Tom just turned it on. So that is what a soaker does. It has little holes and it will just drip little drips and drops. See, it will just drip. So it's fall now, but once it's spring, we'll put a splitter on here, put the timer on, because he won't have to water now, because today is 29 degrees tonight. You tilt it and all. That should be good, because that's going to go over. Almost done. Got about 8 feet left to go. So that's it for the video. We got all the landscaping in, the rocks all done. We got a little drainage put in here. And this is a continuation of a job that we did before. We ripped out all the bushes and we put a whole drainage system in, and all the downspouts and all that go to the backyard. So if you didn't see that video, I'll put that in the description in case you're interested to see what this house looked like before. It was a lot of fun doing this job. I love working with the big boulders, putting a different size stones in. The landscaping plants are really nice. They flower all different times. I'll try to go over it real quick with you. I don't want to make this video too long. I'll take you around and show you the beds. Try to explain the plants as quick as I can. We got Cripseye. We have Liriope, which is a little filler plant. They're really nice. We got a blue globe spruce. In the back there, we have the false holly, which is extremely nice because you see these new leaves are burgundy and then yellow, and as the plant matures, they turn dark green and this white. So it's a really interesting plant. Then over here we have soft touch holly. We have more Liriope. And this is skimmia. It's called skimmia. This is a little white flower. Early spring, like in March. And now these are turning into a red berry. So all winter you'll have these little red berries on them. Then you have the blue hollies in the back. And then we have these hydrangeas here. These are the summer bloomers. They repeat bloom. We got skip laurels. Then in this bed, we have the Cripseye. We have a beautiful multi-stem Coosa dogwood. Blooms end of May, and they bloom for a good 4 to 6 weeks. And we have 2 rhododendrons. This is a little shady area, so we had to put shade plants here. We have the Akuba. We have 3 of these, which they have awesome leaves. They don't really flower. Some do when they get mature, but not usually. But the leaves are what are striking about them. We have 3 of them, and then 2 more hydrangeas, a different color. Another rhododendron to tie in the foundation plant, 1 on each end. Then we have, this area gets a little more sun. This is a gorgeous maple tree. Now this is a columnar maple tree called Red Sensation, so it will not get that big. Max height is 10 to 15 feet, and they stay nice and thin. I'll show a picture of one that's, but really nice and tight spots. And then we have some perennials, salvia and coreopsis moonbeam. So this bed we got some Liriope, different color stone. Now here we just got some gem boxwoods. And then last but not least, more Liriope. They get really full and they don't spread like all over, but they get thicker every year. so that we'll fill in this area. Because this is on a hill, we put a little rock wall there, keep the stone in. Boulders add a nice interesting touch. And I try to put the boulders to cover the grates from the downspouts from the street so you don't see them. It's always nice to break up the landscape with different color rocks. So I left this part open because that's where the hose is. So he can put his hose reel back in there. So if you live in Central Jersey and you need some landscaping or even drainage, give us a call. And thanks for watching the video. Bye-bye.